Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Rab Electron Pro, one of Rab's most popular insulated jackets. The Electron Pro is the perfect option for those of you that are looking for a versatile jacket. This really fits into a lot of different activities, from multi-day trekking, general hill walking, skiing and snowboarding, all the way down to belaying at your local crag. It's a really versatile jacket that packs down nice and small, but packs a real punch when it comes to warmth and usability. What we'll do is we'll start with the externals, so the fabrics, the insulation and the construction, and then we'll get onto some of the features in just a second. So starting off with the outer shell of the jacket, we're seeing a 20 denier Pertex Quantum outer. What this means for you is it's a relatively lightweight fabric, so it's not adding too much to the overall weight of the product, which is 477 grams, but it's giving you a good level of durability, but also weather protection. The weather protection comes more from the fact that it's Pertex Quantum, which gives you a really high level of wind resistance and some light water resistance as well. So a light shower is going to bead off of this jacket absolutely fine, or potentially if you're using this in a snowy environment, if that snow then melts, that's going to bead off the jacket as well. It is not a fully waterproof jacket, so it's not something that can replace your shell, but it would work really nicely underneath one, or potentially thrown over the top of one while you're stopping to have some lunch, even in some slightly damper conditions. Underneath that, we see 179 grams of 800 fill power goose down, which is a really nice high fill power, which is going to help with the packability, but also giving you a really good level of warmth. In terms of where this sits within Rab's range, if you're looking for something that's not as big, bulky and super warm like the Neutrino Pro, but you're looking for something warmer than something like the Microlight that's going to be a better sort of standalone warmth piece, then this sits in a really good position for it. And if you're looking for a good level of warmth and packability, then going for something like a goose down jacket is a really good option. The down inside this is treated with a fluorocarbon-free Granger's hydrophobic treating, which means that if the down does get wet, it's still going to perform to a good standard. As many of you know, untreated down, if it gets soaking wet, it doesn't keep you warm. So this treating just helps repel some of that water, keeps the feathers lofted for a little bit longer, and means that if this does get damp, it's still going to keep you warm. If you're out in really, really severe wet conditions, or you're going somewhere that is very damp, then potentially looking for a synthetic option is a slightly better one for you. Then we look at the actual construction of the jacket, and what we're seeing is a body mapped baffle construction. What that means is the jacket is made up of different baffle shapes and sizes to perfectly accommodate the body, and what this leads to is better mobility and less restriction on your movement. So we're seeing a combination of both micro and midi baffles, and they're located in different places to make sure that you can get the best experience possible from the jacket. So for the frontage, where we're looking for lots of insulation, we're not seeing a lot of movement, we're seeing those slightly bigger baffles. And then areas where we might perspire a bit more and we want to have a good range of movement, potentially if we're doing something like winter mountaineering, climbing or anything like that, we move to these micro baffles, which help keep the down in place, but they also allow for a better range of movement. This is a stitch through construction, which means that the stitching goes all the way through, which is going to help reduce the bulk and mean that this packs down to a really impressive size. We'll pop a little thing on the screen here with it packed away into its own pocket against the Nalgene bottle, just to give you a rough idea of the pack down size, but really impressive overall. And now we'll jump into the features of the jacket itself. We're seeing a relatively stripped back feature set, but some really nice options as well. We've got a really nice helmet compatible hood on the top here, so this can go over the top of a helmet or be used independently of one. Our adjustment points are located in the collar of the jacket, so these are our sort of elasticated cords, and the actual toggles to cinch it in are located inside the collar of the jacket. By putting everything inside the jacket, it means we're going to reduce the amount of snag hazards on the outside of the jacket, but also if you're pulling these tight to cinch that down, if it's really windy and these are on the outside of the jacket, the chance of one of those flicking up and hitting you in the face is quite high, especially with these little plastic bits on the end, can be quite painful. So popping it all inside just reduces any of that risk, and it keeps the jacket looking nice and streamlined on the front. So these 2 points adjust the front of the hood, and then we've got a Velcro pad at the back which adjusts the sort of rest of the hood and gives you a really nice secure fit both with and without a helmet. And then at the front of the hood we've got this really nice reinforced visor, which is going to help keep any moisture from running down your face. So instead it's going to shed the water straight off the front, and means that none of that water is just going to be running down your face if you do get caught in some light rain, or potentially, like I said earlier, if some of that snow is melting up on the hood and running off of the jacket. Coming down, we've got a nice sort of fleece lined collar, so that when this is done up all the way and it is covering your mouth, it's a slightly nicer experience. It's not quite as sweaty and clammy as it would be if you were going straight onto the internal liner fabric, which would sort of condensate a little bit more than this fleece liner. And then we've got an internal storm flap just to help with any wind that might make its way through the zipper, or potentially a little bit of moisture as well. The zipper is a two-way YKK main zipper, so what that means is you can open it from the top, as you would with a normal jacket, and you can open it from the bottom as well. So for a lot of you sort of hikers and walkers, that's probably not going to be as big a pro for you, but if you're looking for a belay or climbing jacket, this is a must-have because it allows you to keep the top half of your jacket on, keeping you nice and warm, but poke out your belay loop from your harness, allowing you to belay safely without losing any of that protection and warmth that you wanted from the jacket. On the inside, we have a nice little security pocket, big enough for a smartphone, wallet, those kinds of things. Things you want to keep close to your body or potentially warmer. A mobile phone battery is going to perform better when it's warm. So it's a nice little security pocket in there. Anything that you don't want to lose while you're out using your jacket. Making our way down the sleeves to start with, we're obviously seeing that slightly different construction when it comes to the baffles and some slightly smaller ones on the underarms to help with mobility. These sleeves are slightly elongated so that if you are climbing in the jacket, the sleeve doesn't ride up and expose flesh, a bit like what I'm wearing here. As I extend my arm, you can see it doesn't ride up and expose my wrist. And then we're seeing a really nice elasticated cuff on the lower portion of the jacket, which goes over the top of gloves really easily. It's a really nice overall fit. Yeah, really nice cuff construction, and what it allows you to do is bring all the insulation all the way to the end of the jacket, so there's no sort of cold spot around the wrist. This comes all the way up, and if you were wearing gloves, it would come all the way up and surpass the edge of the glove, meaning that there's no exposed flesh and nowhere that's going to become a cold spot while you're out. Making our way down, if we untuck these sleeves, we've got two really nice sized YKK zip pockets. These are super deep pockets, coming all the way down to this lower baffle just here, and then all the way up to just about here. In terms of size, you'd easily fit an OS map in there, just for reference, and you would easily get that through the opening as well. This side of the jacket features a doubled zip, so you've got a zip on the inside and the outside, and what that's designed to do is work in cohesion with the baffled pocket on the inside here, and allows you to stuff the jacket inside its own pocket, and then on there is a small belay loop, so you can hook it onto your harness and carry it. It could be a good option for you if you're looking to pack it away into your rucksack as well, and you want a nice neat form factor, but you could also look at stuffing it into a dry bag as well. And then finally we come down to the lower portion of the jacket, and we're seeing two different adjustment points, really nice big toggles, and to be honest, nice big zip pullers throughout the jacket, so you can do all of this with gloves on if you need to. And this is just going to allow you to adjust the hem of the jacket to fit you perfectly. So you've got 4 points of adjustment, front on this side and back, and then on the same on the other side, which means you can get a really nice secure fit. So if you are out in windy, cold conditions, the chance of any of that wind-driven cold coming up the underside of the jacket is very, very small. So that is a quick look at the Electron Pro, a really nice option for those of you that are looking for a jacket that's going to perform in a number of different activities, potentially do a bit of hiking, a bit of climbing, bit of multi-day trekking, and you want a jacket that kind of do it all. Or if you're looking for a really nice warm option that's got very low bulk, but it's giving you that sort of external protection of Pertex Quantum, with a really nice high fill power goose down, a really high quality down, then this is a really good option for you. If you've got any questions about the Electron Pro or any other jackets within the Rab range, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. And just like always, if you could like and subscribe, it really helps us out. We'll see you next time.